Welcome back to the action here at the Oracle Pro Series event in Ann Arbor. Alex Gruskin of Cracked Racquets been thrilled to be with you guys all week long, and particularly thrilled to bring in our guest here in the booth, a guy who, if you don't like me, it's definitely his fault, as he is instrumental in my tennis lifetime, the current head coach of the University of Michigan men's team, Coach Adam Steinberg. Welcome to the booth.
This is awesome. Thanks for having me.
Of course, Coach, it's our pleasure, and I should say thanks to you for bringing pro tennis back to Ann Arbor. It's been a long week. I'm sure you are winded, but what have you thought of professional tennis's return?
Man, this is unreal. The first day I walked in and I just saw the whole setup, and it's been a long time coming. 6 years, been really fighting to have a pro event here, and so it's great for so many different reasons. But I think the week went pretty awesome, and it's really cool. Even right now, looking out at the court, it's so awesome.
There was nothing you could have done to avoid the Beatty Johnston Fenty Simar first round matchup. You couldn't have just rigged it a little bit for me, Coach?
Can you believe that we played each other?
Just devastating.
It was incredible. I thought my assistant coach texted me the draw, and I was like, man, that's not funny. Like, come on. It's amazing that they in singles and doubles.
I will say I enjoyed seeing Styler and Fenty take on one another. Those are two guys, as we head into the 2020 dual match season, are sure to be big contributors to your team.
Yeah.
One of the questions we've talked about, Coach, all week long, though, in the booth, given that we're on the University of Michigan campus, the difference in level right now between the guys at the top of the college game and the guys you see week in, week out at the Challengers. I would argue that the level's as close between those two as that has ever been. What would you say about that?
Yeah, 100% agree with that. I think, and it showed, with our doubles getting to the semis, and no, I think the top players in college tennis can play with these guys for sure. It's a lot of times you always hear, in my day, it was so much better, and I kind of disagree with that. I think the depth of college tennis is pretty extraordinary, and especially the top players, they can play with these guys. Obviously, there's differences, and we talk about it a lot, just in terms of professionalism and things like that, but the level is not far, that's for sure.
Were there any players this week you saw come through? Roberto Cid, our finalist here, 2-all in the first set, a former USF All-American. Were there any guys you're like, oh, how did I not recruit them?
Yeah, I say that all the time, daily. Yeah, Roberto actually beat us a couple years ago. We were at South Florida, and
I remember.
You remember that one? 3-all, and he took us down to win that match. But yeah, you look at this, so many guys that come through that you're like, but you can't recruit everybody. You try your best to find who, the kids that fit Michigan, or wherever school you're at. But Roberto's one that I would have loved to have had, that's for sure.
No doubt. He has played so well this week. Two other guys who played outstanding. You mentioned it earlier, Fenty and Simar, who made the semifinals here. Topsy-turvy semifinal Friday night. They were up 6-3, and then it was 9-6. They're down 9-all, 9-10. I hate to ask this, but I was crushed there in the booth. That Fenty double fault. Terrible for you, or good because you think to yourself, well, now I get to coach him up a little more?
Yeah. No, of course we wanted them to win, and they deserve. They worked so hard. They had a great fall. They're 5 in the country in college, and we don't want to give them too much of a big head, though, because there's so many good teams in college tennis. But yeah, I mean, obviously we wanted to have them in the final, but they had an amazing. I asked them right after the match, I'm like, what do you guys think? They're like, oh, Coach, we had so much fun. And that was great to hear that. You don't always hear that. And it was like 10 minutes after the match. Usually they're all, upset and a little bit whiny, but they were excited about the whole experience. And that's one of the reasons why this tournament's been great for us.
And it's great to see so many college tennis players. Evan King, former U of M All-American, was here today. We see Carter Lynn, a former player of yours, in front of us now as well, as Blanche holds for 3-2, and we stick around here in the booth with University of Michigan men's tennis head coach Adam Steinberg. I talk about Fenty, I talk about Seymour. Let's talk about your 2020 season. You guys lose 2 seniors, one in Miles Shallot. I think clinched. That's a match that sent you guys to the Sweet 16 in 2018. So that speaks to how much he meant to your program. Let's start there. When you lose 2 guys like him and Gabe, how does that affect your offseason? How do you head into the year with Connor and Beatty stepping up into the senior role?
Yeah, I mean, that's college tennis, right? It's
absolutely,
you know, it goes fast. Losing Gabe, I actually was texting with Miles this morning. I feel like he's still on the team, and Gabe's always, you know, he's such a huge part of our program. And those guys, not only, it wasn't just tennis with them, they were great leaders. Nobody loves Michigan more than them. And I feel the same way with Connor and Beatty. I mean, Nick Beatty. I mean, these guys live for Michigan. They live for our program. And so it was a pretty smooth transition into the leadership because they care. Those 4 guys care. I mean, you can't care more about what we do and how successful we want to be. So it's been fun having them as the captains. Sometimes, you know, you don't really know what you're going to get, but with Nick and Connor, we kind of knew that, hey, these guys are going to be great leaders, and they have. They're doing a great job.
And you guys are going to rely on a couple of new contributors in the lineup this year at a minimum. A guy, and I don't want to butcher his name, so correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's Andre Styler.
Yeah, you got it.
Just a funky spelling. He comes into the team this year, but you have other guys as well, sophomores who may not have played last year. A guy, Patrick Maloney, who did play towards the bottom of the lineup. You'll need him to step up. Overall, how are you feeling about the Wolverines as we head into 2020?
Yeah, no, you always feel good, 0-0. No, we like our team. I mean, if we're healthy, I think we can play with anybody. Andre obviously fills a big hole for us because he can play at, for me, any position, even 1, 2, 3. He's that level. And doubles, he helps a ton. He's a big guy, big serve. One of the things when I got the job here is when I walked in this indoor, I'm like, okay, we need some players over 6 foot here. So
I was right here, Coach.
You were got to work on your serve. But yeah, so he's, you know, he has such experience playing all the Grand Slam juniors, and so he's played in big moments, big courts. But you know, other guys are stepping up. You know, guys that didn't play last year, like you said, and the Nick Beatties, the Ryan Foos, the Harry Browns. They're all really coming on. Christopher Seymour's right there to play, and so one thing we have, you know, which is great, is good depth on our team. And I think that's one of the big reasons we've done well the last few years, that we can go deep, because that's what college tennis is, man. It's, you know, it's not just at 1 and 2. That's for sure. Of
course, the real battle is won down bottom, as we all know. And for you guys in the Big Ten, Ohio State, I think it's something like 14 straight. I get mad at Ty Tucker whenever I talk to him, like, you can't just throw us one. But that's a testament.
He's not going to throw us one.
No, never, and it's a testament to how good they have been raising the standards. You have a program in them, in Illinois, who we saw Alex Kovacevic play earlier this week, Alex Brown at the challenger level as well. How are all goals for Michigan teams start in the Big Ten, and how are we feeling going into this season?
Yeah, I mean, we had an amazing match with them last year in the semis of the Big Ten. We won the doubles. Andrew, beat JJ, and it was 3-2, and we're right there. And so, I think that even though losing, I think it showed that, hey, we're there. We can play with these teams. Obviously, they're great. They're
40-30.
As good, this year for sure. Illinois, with Alex at number 1, and they have Alex Brown, and they have a really good team. But I love that. I wish we had everybody in the top 15 in the Big Ten.
If Ohio State wants to drop off, that's fine.
But it's good for us. It's a good standard that, hey, this is where we want to get to. And Ty and Justin obviously do an amazing job. That's the truth. They do for years and years and years. I've been playing these, even when I was at Pepperdine before Michigan, we would come and play Michigan, Ohio State, and so it wasn't like it was easy then either.
I can
but
imagine.
Obviously here it's a different story, as you know, with the rivalry, and but we don't. It's not like we talk about it daily. We're just trying to get this program up there, and that's what the focus is every day.
Sid holds for 3-all here as we're speaking with University of Michigan men's tennis head coach Adam Steinberg. All right, a couple fun ones for you, and then we'll let you go.
Okay.
You are a college tennis coach. We at Crack Racquets do a lot of college tennis coverage. Because of that, I've seen a lot of matches. I have some thoughts about what's right, what's wrong with college tennis. I want to run you through some proposed changes I have, and I want to hear what you have to say.
Should I get a pen?
Well, you might just leave the booth at this point. You'll be like, no, I'm good. No answer.
I know all the exits.
All right, question number 1.
Yeah.
The coin toss. In my opinion, the most changeable part of college tennis. In lieu of coin tosses, 2 options for you.
Yeah.
A, we have the head coaches play 1 drop and hit point at the start of every match.
Wow.
This Ann Arbor crowd has loved the tennis they've seen this week. I know they would be cheering you on, Coach, whomever you're playing against. Yes or no? And then winner gets to decide the serving arrangements on all of the courts.
Can we do the assistant coach since
Ben
mine
doesn't
was
get to
30
play.
in the world?
Yeah, I was going to say, no one wants to see him play anymore. He's old news.
I want to see him play rather than myself. This, the 6 matches though, that'd be tough.
Yeah, it's that or rock, paper, scissors. So you guys
That
have the
I would
meeting.
go for.
Ohio State throws paper 42%
But
of
I
the
grew up in
time.
New York. We used to do 1 twice 3 shoot. You know that? That'd be better.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
So that's 1. Again, they're going to get weirder as we go.
Yeah.
So and I should partially credit, more than partially probably, the support you gave our University of Michigan club team in winning the 2017 national title.
Great moment here.
Yeah, haven't mentioned that on the broadcast once this week, I swear. But the question to you, in club tennis, we're allowed substitutions to a match.
Love it.
You get 2 substitutions in college tennis. So let's say 5 singles. It's a long 3-set grind. Alex Knight has just cleaned up another person at 1 singles. You get to throw him in. You only get 2 per match.
You know what? I really like the substitutions because I think that's allowed in World Team Tennis. And Benny's told me about it, 'cause he's played a lot of it. That would be awesome.
I agree.
That would be awesome. I would be all for that. That would be so cool. But I might be the only one that would love that. But
So I'm glad you asked that.
But
Pedroso and Bresky, they entertained my ideas about the coaches playing. Bresky will compete at anything. He was like,
yeah,
I'm down.
that one I'm not sure on, but the second one I liked.
All right, I like that. And then my last college tennis related one. It's been nice this week, as Roberto said, has a break point to have all of our play in front of us at once. And he secures the break with the lob. Really good stuff from Roberto Sid there. But the idea of, we have a beautiful facility here at the Varsity Tennis Center. To be clear, I'm not complaining. But it does get a little difficult if, say, 5 singles and 4 singles are on as the last 2 matches. The idea of moving matches during, moving courts so that at the end the fans can all congregate in one place. Yes or no?
Over here? Probably no, but I really like the way that you're thinking. You're thinking out of the box. I don't think that would go over great, if you want my honest.
People are superstitious. They don't want to move.
People are superstitious. They don't want to move courts. Tennis players are maybe the most superstitious.
Look at the ball
in
bouncing.
theory, it's a great idea. I just don't know if they would go for it. But I kind of like that you're thinking about all these things.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So what happens when you don't have a girlfriend, Coach? You think about the ways to change college
Talk
tennis.
about that later.
Yeah. All right, last one for you, and then we'll let you go. And this is a silly one, but it comes from the fact that you have seen me actually play tennis. And you mentioned this back in the day. It was way better, yada, yada. There's a lot of perceptions like that. So let's put an end to that now. You've seen me play. My modern skills, my somewhat modern Prince Graphite racket, I get to use that and go back in time. How far back would we have to go before this place is called the Alex Gruskin Tennis Center?
Wait. Let me think. Before Bo.
Because I feel like I could take Don Budge. Like, in the 20s, he's serving and volleying. I hit a
No
two-handed
chance.
backhand. He's like, what is that?
No chance. Don Budge?
Oh
He was
my
incredible.
15 love.
No chance.
Or like,
I think we have to go back further.
but two hands, Coach. They'd be like, you can't do that on a
And
backhand.
you'd have to wear pants, you know, they didn't wear shorts then.
Debatable. We'll see. Capris. I'd be the first capri. They'd be like, is that an ankle?
You could probably get away with capris.
That's what I'm saying. And, you know,
And I have seen you play, and you are a national champ.
loosely.
I think the world needs to know that.
No, I was associating myself with the right people. Laura Ucros-Tejas is an national
She
champ.
definitely helped.
Yeah, I was just along for the ride.
Yeah. I just remember when you returned with the trophy. That was a great day.
30 love.
I think I interrupted your Illinois match and I brought it out.
You did. You did. I tell the story all the time.
That was me. Viewers, that's a little sneak peek into where I was at as a college senior. Much tamer now, as you can tell.
I can tell. Really growing up. I love it.
Yeah, well, Coach Adam Steinberg, thank you so much. Good luck, and I'm going to say it to our University of Michigan Wolverines
Thank
this
you.
season. And there's no one I would
40
prefer
love.
more to be spearheading the program. So, Coach, good luck
I
to
really
you.
appreciate that.
I'm sure I'll see
Thanks.
you soon.
Thanks so much.